All right, what's up? I'm back, and I am doing yet another one. I've got some other stuff running, and I'm working on in the background, but this is going to be for this video with Wild Rift. As you can see, this is back when I was like, I keep saying plat because the borders for plat and emerald are somewhat of the same. This is basically going to be my Katarina, one of the showcases that I show for the game. By this point, I forget how deep I was on a streak, but but at one point, I got to an 8 win streak with Katarina, and I am still holding that 8 win streak. I've been playing Katarina top. At this point, I was following what like Azap was saying. I don't think it's Azop, but basically, him and some of the people in like his stream and whatnot were talking about how essentially what people do is they make they play, right, and if it's a bad like champion pick, if it's something bad that they pick, then chances are they're picking it to throw, right? They're picking it because they're tilted. They're picking it because they want to lose or they want their team to lose, right? And then there are people who know how to play the game and they're running off of basic, I want to call it mechanics, but that's not meta. They're running off of basic meta, and they're running off of how the game's being built around right now and what's going on and what works and what should be working. It's not what works, it's what should be working. That's what they're playing off of, right? And then you have people who are supposed to be like challengers or like really deep in a pro league that kind of just play whatever they want because they're just having fun and they don't really care as much. I mean, of course they're going to try to win. They're going to try to do the best that they can, but they're kind of just goofing around and just playing whatever they want, and they tend to be fairly good against people like in general, just because they have an understanding of the game and they know what it is that they want to do, and it is what it is. I rewound this video probably because something was up that I didn't want to be up at the time. Hold on, I'm gonna cut it here and just fast forward to where I was. Actually, no. I'll keep it playing here. Chances are I rewound it because of something audio-wise, or like I said, visually, and I just wasn't paying attention. Like I said, whenever I record these, I'm off doing something. I know one issue that I have is you see at the bottom how you can kind of like tell what's going to happen or how you can kind of see what's going on. I usually try to keep that out of frame, and usually with like the video editing and whatnot, I'll cut it out. But because I wanted to talk, I have a little bit of extra whatever, I'm deciding just to keep all this in. But that mindset, basically, of just playing the game to have fun, playing the game, picking what you think is fun and what you think would be fun, and then finding ways to make it work after, of course, already knowing what to do and understanding how the game works, is basically kind of like the idea that they were pushing. And so I was like, you know what? Months ago, like a while ago, I bought all of Katarina skins, and I was missing one from like recently. It was like the Cowgirl Sundown, whatever it's called, skin, and so I ended up buying that to finish off the skin collection. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to start playing Cat Top. Me personally, I found that I love champions that don't use mana. Ribbon, Katarina. There was somebody else that I'm blanking on, but I tend to like just love champions that don't revolve around mana because I hate losing mana. That doesn't mean that these champions are like any better than the ones that don't use mana. This is just something that I personally enjoy, and so all right, I feel like I've talked enough. Here we are. I tried trading with Vayne, didn't really win it. It's completely fine. It's understood that Vayne should beat me by default in the game. I just need to figure out what it is that I have to do in order to get to where I am, right? So in this regard, it's CS. But CS might be hard, Vayne might outlane me. Vayne might get more CS than me, and that's fine. Sitting under tower and being able to kind of poke and bait her and getting getting hold on, all right, being able to poke and bait her and getting everything that I need early game so I can get the like items and stuff is gonna like really help me. I'm not able to push as heavy starter game, basically the same mentality as Kale, because I don't have all my skills to let me push as effectively as I want. I'm not able to push as heavily starter game because the items don't help me either. You know, like Kale, it's kind of like being a late game champion. You are going to want to well, at least for this play style, how I'm doing, I'm slowly building stuff up and I'm slowly waiting and I'm letting Vayne get her CS or whatever because what ends up happening is at one point she's going to think that she's stacked and she's going to think that she can take me on and she's going to get greedy. She's going to chase me under tower and she's going to die. That's one mindset. Another is I'm going to end up getting my ultimate. And when I get my ultimate, there's nothing she can do to stop from dying. Because she has Flash and she has Ghost. But the thing is, I also have Flash and Ghost. This has been my build for Katarina. And I think this was the second game I played where I almost lost against the person that I was playing against. And I didn't really know what to expect. So I was kind of just playing to, experience it. I just really wanted to play. Lux was one of the first ones, right? Lux almost beat me in one of my other games that I actually did not have recorded. But I forgot that Lux could kite because her basic attack isn't close range, right? So it didn't really take until me getting like my ultimate to be like really beat Lux. And even then, I still couldn't because her ult actually can hit behind her, which I was learning some new things about champions. Lux's ult, if you're right behind Lux, it will still hit you. If you're basically on top of her, behind her, it'll still hit you. You don't have to be directly in front of the beam to be hit, which sucks when you're fighting a Lux player. But I was able to kind of, I guess, keep her distracted, thinking that she should focus on whatever, and I would push the objective on her teammates. So we won that, and I won against, I believe it was Ornn. I believe I won against Malphite. I won against, that is just how it's been. So this build, and I'll put it at the end of the video, but it's to give Katarina mobility, and it's to basically build her up. As you can see, they're team fighting in mid. We lost in Zhao. I wasn't going to go for that, even though I have my ult, because I don't know what can happen. I'm pretty sure Kayn can instantly kill me. I think around this part, I don't know if I saw Kayn or if I had a feeling that Vayne would like do me in, but I decided to just keep playing passive. My runes are all green, except for my secondary runes, which you'll see in a minute. It's only, your secondary rune is like the second page, and it's only one rune. You'll see what it is, and I think this is one of the bigger reasons why I was able to push as hard as I was, not just against like Vayne, but other champions as well, because I don't think anybody was expecting it from a Katarina. And one of the things that hit me when I started playing Cat was, I was like, you know what? Because I was watching YouTube shorts. I think it was AZAP or it might have been somebody else. But I've heard it before. Akali has a ton of health, right? And yet she has a move where she's untouchable. She has a move where it's basically a dash. Her kit is set up so that if she touches you and hits you with one move, you're pretty much dead, right? Because her ult has 2 dashes, even though the second one's on cooldown. The move where she becomes untouchable and untargetable. Well, I mean, she can be touched, but pretty much untargetable. If you don't have like an AoE type of attack, you're not touching her, right? And she is ultimately just doing you in, right? And basically, her ult plus I think it's her E mixed with that QW combo is like an instant kill with Akali, and then you can basically build her to be a tank. And so people were saying, Akali's just crazy. She's disgusting. And I was like, you know what? Why can't Katarina be the same way? So my goal was to get Katarina there. And in this case, it's like, yeah, high health, but it's probably not going to be Akali high health. You know what I mean? It's going to be It's just going to be doable, like what you would expect from a solo. Something else that I wasn't really paying attention to as Katarina is that my dash, how I teleport, the cooldowns reset when I pick up a blade. So I need to utilize my blades more. And then I realized that my actual dash, because I have a run where I drop the blade in place, it gives me movement speed. So, it kind of helps with positioning, understanding, and just trying to figure out what it is you want to do. But here we are. She pushes me off. It stops my ult. I didn't know that was going to happen. And I panicked, thinking I'm going to die. But instead of giving up and stopping the fight, I just kept going. So she stops my ult with a pushback. I learned something new. Pretty much anything that moves Katarina is going to just knock her senseless. I can teleport to the little things to heal, which is great. That's the rune. My second page rune hits towers for something extra, which I thought, sorry, which I thought was really cool because if I can make an enemy back early game, I can take their plates. If I can't make an enemy back early game, then late game, whenever it's time to solo push or whenever I'm not on a heavy objective, I can take something. And I used to hate pushing towers or whatever with other players because I thought they were just trying to steal my CS or we had to share gold or whatever. But playing as an actual team member, I've learned that this is actually super effective and super helpful. And if I have stuff like the tower thing, playing with somebody who has high damage or attack speed like Yas, we basically just double down and really get stuff done. On top of this, my build is actually like one of the number one builds at the time that the game recommends you when you're doing your build. The only thing I'm doing is building it more so in a different order. And that's what I was doing for my Ribbon gameplays where I was going hard too. And it was also working. See, I didn't see her, whatchamacallit, because I didn't put it there. So I didn't see that the team was coming. If I had known it would have been different. I kind of set Ezreal up, but he hasn't escaped. There's Kane and Vigard. Ezreal comes back around, but Tristana's there, so he doesn't. Okay, hold on. All right. Tristana, I think that was our ult. I ult. See, Lux, she can still touch me. Caitlyn's hitting me. Lux, ooh, Vigard for the win. That's how a team's supposed to be, baby. All right. Couldn't kill Lux, but she couldn't kill me. I think they got Caitlyn. Yeah, we killed everybody but Lux. If I would have had that little extra damage, could have ended her. But that's something else that I loved about Katarina, or I love about Katarina. She's basically an assassin, right? As long as you have that dash and that teleport, you're not getting caught, right? So you can dash out with what, like your W, then you can teleport out with your E. You give yourself a flash, you have another teleport. You give yourself a ghost, you have another dash. So you have two dashes, two teleports. You don't have any mana whatsoever. So I'm really working on mobility, right? And I think they were warning me, be careful, but I stayed here. And it's because I want this crab. Not just for the gold, but as long as you have a crab in the river, you can see anything and everything. Well, in that little fat chunk of it. But when you touch it, it also gives you movement speed, which helps more with my dashes. I try to help Ezreal. Kane ults. Caitlyn's trying to poke. Yas is moving on drag, so I was going to move in. They're on dragon. We know they are. Here I come. I ult and get rid of Kane. That's no smite. No smite means we're safe. Yasuo is a goat. Tristana's creeping in with red buff. She might take this. She might get greedy and go for kills. I dash out. She gets faked. She dies. Lux is still poking, but she can't commit. If Vayne had her ult, she probably could have done something. Take drag and kill two of us. But she wants to split push. Now Xin Zhao's going to meet Vayne. Does he win? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is we get drag, so that's an extra boost for us. We already have two. If we get three, that's soul, all right? Which is super beneficial for the team. And then on top of all of that, we also traded and won. And it wasn't just like one trade, it was like 2 or 3 people. So it's super beneficial for the team. We're doing nothing but success right now. But I feel like a reason why some people might be like losing games, especially when they're doing so good in the beginning, is because they are they're getting comfortable. Whenever I'm comfortable, I'm not continuously playing, goofing off or whatever. I'm staying on top of what needs. Thank you. I thought I was gonna die. Oh, I did die. There was one time where Tristana pushes me, and I was supposed to die, right? And she pushes me with her ult, and it actually saves me. and and I was like the reason we ended up getting Dragon or something, like Elder Dragon or something, because she ulted me. But that one killed me. But yeah, I think people get comfortable, and I think AZAP talked about it too. But I don't think he was the first person I heard say something along those lines. Um, when you have a really good lead, you tend to play as if you can't lose. When that's not the case at all, you know. And you see how Yasuo just got deleted in like that 1v4. Sure, he takes out Vayne, and that's cool because she's split pushing, but he was one of our hardest hitters. And he just got taken out in a 1v4. I want to get Lux. She's got heavy CC. I think I die here. I don't know where Lux went. Oh, there she is. I think I kill her. Yeah, I get Lux. Ezreal tries to kill Lux and therefore doesn't hit Caitlyn or Kayn. Vigar is in the river doing God knows what. Who knows? Xin Zhao is taking towers. Thank God. So we're still in this. It's not over. But you can't be comfortable. Even if you have the most kills, even if your team is higher in kills, no matter what the case may be, don't slack off. The game is not over yet. Anything can happen. And so how to, I guess, tell when you're slacking off and when you're not. If your attitude is more so like, oh, well, I've got more kills than them, let them take that tower. No, don't do that. Oh, well, we're on the come up. Let them fight at Baron. We'll be able to handle them. No, you don't forfeit dragons, towers, and whatnot for stuff like that. And I made the mistake here. So Tristana pushes me. I think that was our ult. Yeah, I did not know that she could do that. Vayne could too. Tristana could. I learned. Anything that pushes you stops the ult. Didn't know that. My game plan was to go in there and really just dominate and have my teammates come up behind me and help me. That did not go through as planned. And in some of these games, I don't know if I got the same Vigar or if it was just people with like the same Vigar mentality. But in a lot of my games, I'd end up with supports who had full health, and this was before I got on a win streak. I would end up with supports who had full health, and here they were, not doing anything, right? They would have full health after a team fight and just be around doing nothing. It's like you're not contributing, you're not helping. Why are you support? And chances are they didn't pick to be support, but got cute as support, so that's just what they did. I don't know if you saw it, but I wasted the vision to see ahead of Baron because I wanted to be sure I knew what was going down. And then I made sure we took Crab so we can see when they hop on Baron, but also for the extra boost. One of the greens that I have is to protect myself from when somebody hits me for the first time. Delays the damage, or rather reduces it. And I think that's super helpful when you're playing somebody that's squishy because you get an extra shield on top of what you already have. And that extra shield can really help you, get things together. With Yasuo, I tried to do everything I could to take him out. Tristana kills me. I don't know if you saw, I got like the Queen's Crown, which would have definitely saved me in that fight. But it's whatever. By this point, it's a 4v3, so my team should end this, but they don't have minions, so they should have went for Baron. But Tristana and Kayn are still alive, so they were probably very scared about that. They took a little minute to do that, and because of that, things might get a little little hairy here. See, I don't mess with the camera. I was probably playing some other game or recording something at this time. All right. So we see like what goes down. People are talking about going to Baron. Looks like enemies have vision at Baron. You should always make sure you have vision. Make sure you can see 24/7. You don't want to go running in places blind. At one point, we got Soul. I completely missed that, which just puts us a bit above them. By this point, you can tell their hardest hitter is Tristana. And if she has Kane with her, there's pretty much no stopping them, it would feel like. To stop this, we're just going to have to push on them and hurt them. Lux is calling for people to sit back and help. If not Lux, then it might have been Tristana. Enemy team is sitting on Baron. Holy hell! Why did I get hit like 4 times? What was that about? Was I there? I should die. I'm greedy. Israel missed, and for some reason, I think that when I throw it, it's like an instant kill. He's gonna die here. Okay, if she has flash, he'll die, but if she doesn't, he should be okay. But okay, there we go. He gets Elder. Oh, he dies anyway. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably throwing. I 9 times out of 10 wasn't paying attention to the fact that Vayne and Tristana were backing. I just saw Lux there and thought I can kill Lux and like end the game. And what I was probably doing, to be honestly, what I was probably doing was distracting the enemy team. At solo, I do that too. I will run up in a situation that would have to draw their attention from what it is that they need done. So, like, for example, if they're on Baron and my team's on Baron, I've got like one of two options. I either come in somewhat towards the last minute and apply pressure to the enemy team, and that way, we can have Baron, or I will split push on a tower or dragon or something and distract everybody, and that way somebody will have to leave Baron to try to take care of me, and because of that it turns the 5v4 to a 4v4 and gives my team an extra fighting chance. If Kane would have came in a little quicker and hadn't pathed toward red, he probably could have stole Baron, but because he stepped back to want to touch red, he dies for it. Oh my god, I killed her. I did not think I was going to kill her. I thought I was going to die. Either way, that's a 2v3. I missed how Yasuo died. Wasn't paying too much attention. The person who's saying attack is probably me. It's saying attack because top is pushing in, so they got to worry about top, and bottom is pushing in, so they can actually stand under it. And if they don't stand under Nexus, they just need to stand near the minions to end the game. That's all they got to do. And they sort of are, but it also seems like they're scared. And Tristana and Lux are doing a good job protecting it. But honestly, I didn't want them to be the ones doing it. I wanted Ezreal to be attacking because Ezreal's the only one who can really get that damage in from a distance, right? And look at this clown. And it's like he was scared to commit. And that probably had me stressed because when you don't... Oh, Xin Zhao was there to push. Good on him. I didn't even know he was there. But it probably had me stressed because when you get put in situations like that, if we all died trying to push that, they'd win the game, right? You got to be pretty careful on how you set stuff like that up. And yeah, it just really leaves you to think. But here we are again. Their entire team's alive. We're missing our jungle, so it's kind of dangerous to commit to anything. But with Ezreal here, I should be able to kill Tristana. See, I missed it because I hit red. Why? I don't know. Sometimes the game screws me over when stuff like that happens. She know I can't touch her, but she can touch me because I can't see her. I need a heal. I dash. I think she wins, to be honest. Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And at this point, I can't remember if it was Yasuo or Ezreal. I think it was Ezreal. Ezreal said something like, "Oh my god." And I was just like LMAO, right? Like I was laughing thinking that we were probably just going to lose this. And obviously, I was blaming Ezreal, but I wasn't typing it in chat because he was up there and he could have just ended it. But what some people like to do, and I don't know if he was scared of Tristana or not, but I noticed, and I used to do it a long time ago. I stopped doing it. But what some people like to do is they want to be full build when they end a game. So they go back, then they come back, and then they try to take the Nexus. But what they don't realize is, look how Tristana has Guardian's Angel or Guardian Angel. What they don't realize is everybody else is also building closer to full game. It's not just you. And sure, you might have more kills than anybody on your team, but somebody on their team just needs one item to shut you down completely, right? That one item boosts their CC or something, and then boom, you're screwed, right? So I think that's what Ezreal was trying to do. And I hate stuff like that. But like I said, I've been guilty of it in the past. So I'm aware of it. But here we are, looking for a fight. And I think Yasuo is the best bet to hang around. I want to distract them. I want to pull them in. They're not taking a bait. Lux ults, Ez ults, Xin Zhao ults, Veigar ults. Caitlyn gets away with no health. Yasuo runs terrified, even though he has enough to survive. We've got minions coming in. Winions, hopefully, on bot lane. Nobody's catching him at the time. Caitlyn's AFK in shop. If she hadn't have been AFK, we might not have won that game. But she had to heal. I guess she was scared. It's a lot of stuff like that. So I'm posting screenshots of the stuff that they were showing. I end up showing, I guess, the ribbon stuff. Oh, here it is, the Katarina stuff, to kind of show the streaks and stuff, because I was posting some of this stuff to TikTok. There's the runes and the build that I was following. I did the runes more so myself to fix them for solo, and the build was, like I said, like what they recommend from like the top players. That's about it. Eat my balls. Have a nice day.